Unlike industry titans like Blizzard and Valve, Riot cultivates a thriving ecosystem around its games. Their esports events, like the legendary League of Legends World Championship, have become global spectacles that rival traditional sports both in viewership and passion. These aren't just competitions, they're vibrant celebrations that forge a deep connection between Riot and gamers worldwide. But Riot's ambition doesn't stop at pixels on the screen. They're masters of storytelling, seamlessly weaving narratives across various mediums. Take Arcane, their critically acclaimed animated series. With breathtaking visuals and emotional depth, Arcane breathes life into the world of League of Legends, captivating not just longtime players, but a whole new audience. Similarly, their comic book series delves into the game's lore, creating a rich tapestry that entices anyone who enjoys a good story. By investing in these external projects, Riot has transcended the game developer label to become a multimedia entertainment powerhouse. However, to truly understand what sets Riot Games apart, we must embark on a journey that predates not just League of Legends, but the genre it revolutionized, the MOBA. We need to rewind the clock, venture beyond the polished battlefields and vibrant champions we know today, and delve into a time where competitive online gaming was still taking its first steps. This is where our story begins, a tale of innovation, community, and a relentless pursuit of pushing the boundaries of play. In 2001, an inventive modder, Nicholas Gunner Forever Tyrone, planted the seeds of what would later evolve into a worldwide gaming sensation. He birthed a mod called Eon of Strife, a custom map ingeniously constructed for Blizzard Entertainment's classic real-time strategy game, StarCraft Brood War. Despite the limitations of the StarCraft Star Edit level editor in that era, Tyrone's creation unveiled the first hints of the MOBA concept, showing the potential for team-based strategic battles. Eon of Strife contained many features that would go on to become MOBA staples. The modded map gave players control over a single hero. Players would attack enemies with their hero character. Defeating an enemy would reward players in the form of crystals that could be spent on upgrades for the hero characters. This reward system simulated level progression in StarCraft, which would become a staple in MOBA titles. The original map consisted of 4 horizontal paths that run parallel across the map with a player base on each end. Such pathing with bases on each end too would become a MOBA staple. The goal of the game was to outmaneuver your opponent and destroy their base. As the mod grew in popularity, variations started to appear. The spark of Eon of Strife ignited other creative minds, leading to the birth of projects like Karukev's Valley of Descent. However, the true turning point occurred with the release of Warcraft 3 in 2002, which introduced the world to the game changer, Defense of the Ancients, Dota. A brainchild of Kyle Yule Summer, not only revolutionized Eon of Strife's mechanics, but established the core principles of the MOBA genre. What made Dota unique was its uncompromising commitment to teamwork, strategy, and hero-based gameplay. Summer's vision laid the foundation for what would soon become a worldwide gaming phenomenon. Interestingly, Summer, recognizing the potential for community-driven growth, handed over the source code to the community, a gesture that would shape the genre's destiny. The torch of Dota's development was then passed through several hands. Mian and Ragnar continued the project, giving rise to Dota All-Stars. Eventually, the development mantle was handed to Steve Ginsu Feek. Ginsu expanded the game with new content, and as Dota All-Stars grew in popularity, it found a home on a website created by Steve Pendragon Mescon, who would later be instrumental in the journey of League of Legends. Yet, Dota's development journey was like a turbulent river, with numerous twists and turns. As the game's popularity soared, it drew the attention of fans and modders alike, who began to notice the inconsistency and unpredictability of its development. Despite these challenges, the Dota community persevered. The game remained a collaborative labor of love, and many appreciated the project for its pioneering spirit. With an ever-expanding community, the MOBA genre's potential didn't go unnoticed, especially by those with a keen eye for opportunity. The emergence of a lucrative market beckoned the likes of Brandon Rise Beck and Mark Trindamere Merrill. These two entrepreneurs, who had crossed paths as roommates at the University of Southern California, shared a deep-seated belief that games could thrive with long-term support and monetization, a vision that would challenge the status quo of the gaming industry, particularly in the case of Dota. Their aspirations found roots in the evolving landscape of free-to-play monetization, a concept pioneered by Asian video game designers. After a few years, Beck and Merrill rekindled their shared dream, embarking on a journey that would ultimately reshape the entire video game industry. In 2006, armed with $1.5 million in startup capital from family and angel investors, they founded Riot Games and established its headquarters in Santa Monica, California. Riot Games wasted no time, initiating a Dota tournament at USC as a covert recruitment strategy where they encountered individuals critical to their future success. Jeff Jew, who would become a producer at Riot, and the two Steves, Feek and Mescon, names that resonated with the legacy of Dota All-Stars. A mere year after Riot's inception, they unveiled a prototype of their revolutionary title, League of Legends, at GDC 2007. This early version, assembled in just 4 months, was enough to entice investors, although many were perplexed by the game's innovative free-to-play monetization structure, an unfamiliar concept in the gaming world at the time. Furthermore, League of Legends ditched the single-player campaign, opting instead to forge a new path centered on a purely online competitive experience. Despite these obstacles, League of Legends found investors willing to support its unorthodox vision. Riot secured an additional $8 million in funding from firms like Benchmark and Firstmark Capital. However, the most momentous alliance was formed between Riot and Tencent, a partnership that would play a crucial role in the global success of League of Legends and Riot Games. The official announcement of League of Legends arrived on October 7, 2008, and it was released on October 27, 2009. But League was not the sole contender in the burgeoning MOBA arena. A legal battle involving Valve, Riot, and Blizzard had erupted over the rights to the Dota intellectual property. Ultimately, Valve emerged with commercial rights and announced the development of a sequel, Dota 2. While Dota 2 was being shepherded by IceFrog, another Dota All-Stars alumnus, the year 2010 witnessed Blizzard's response. They released their own MOBA under the name Blizzard All-Stars, later rebranded as Heroes of the Storm in 2013. After these pivotal developments, the landscape of MOBAs became a dynamic battleground where each game strove to distinguish itself from the others. League of Legends, standing as Riot Games' flagship, epitomized accessibility. It boldly embraced the free-to-play model, a novel approach in the Western gaming market at the time. This pricing model enabled players to leap into the game without any initial financial commitment, a move that notably expanded its player base. Riot Games' masterstroke was the introduction of a steady stream of new champions, each armed with unique abilities. This constant influx of diverse characters fostered a profound sense of variety and strategic depth, setting League apart from its competitors. Dota 2, guided by IceFrog, bore the standard of faithfulness to its predecessor, the original Dota. It distinguished itself with a level of intricacy and depth that bordered on overwhelming, making it a sanctuary for the most devoted MOBA enthusiasts. Valve further revolutionized the scene by pioneering crowd-funded prize pools through the Compendium system. This innovation set the stage for the monumental scale of the international tournaments, forever altering the landscape of competitive gaming. Heroes of the Storm chose a distinctive path. It drew inspiration from the rich tapestry of Blizzard game universes, weaving beloved heroes and iconic settings into its fabric. The game minimized match durations and introduced varied map objectives to foster a more casual and accessible experience. It placed a premium on teamwork, steering away from the traditional emphasis on individual performance seen in other MOBAs. This design philosophy aimed to cater to a broader audience and deliver a streamlined MOBA experience. Each of these MOBAs appealed to a distinct audience. League of Legends provided an accessible entry point for newcomers while continuously refreshing its roster of champions, making it ideal for those seeking strategic variety. Dota 2, with its daunting complexity, catered to the hardcore and experienced MOBA players who reveled in the depth and loyalty to Dota's heritage. On the flip side, Heroes of the Storm positioned itself as a relaxed, team-centric experience, breaking away from the typical hardcore MOBA conventions. The MOBA race, characterized by this trinity of distinct gaming experiences, did more than fuel competition. It demonstrated the genre's incredible adaptability, proving that MOBAs could accommodate different playstyles and player preferences. These games enriched the MOBA landscape, ensuring that gamers with diverse tastes could find their perfect gaming haven within this ever-evolving and dynamic realm. As the MOBA genre continued to evolve, it became evident that innovation and adaptability were essential for sustained success. This competitive landscape underscored the importance of continuous content updates and player engagement, setting the stage for the next evolution in the gaming industry. Just as the MOBA genre had transformed the gaming world, a new wave of innovation was on the horizon. In January 2019, gaming history took a familiar turn as the talented Chinese developer Drodo Studio released a game-changing mod for Dota 2 named Dota Auto Chess. Similar to Dota's origins as a Warcraft 3 mod, this release had a transformative impact on the gaming industry. Dota Auto Chess quickly amassed an impressive player base of 670,000, with 100,000 daily active players, numbers rivaling those of AAA games. Remarkably, this success was achieved despite the mod's primary language being Chinese, with a less than perfect translation. Despite its name implying a connection to chess, Dota Auto Chess diverged significantly from the traditional game. Although it maintained an 8x8 board and strategic gameplay, the resemblance to chess largely ended there. In fact, Drodo Studio has stated that the game drew more inspiration from Mahjong than chess. Auto chess gameplay revolves around strategically drafting hands of heroes and tactically deploying them to secure victories against 8 other players in one-on-one matchups. Each round presents a random hand of heroes, available for purchase using accumulated gold. Achieving 3 identical heroes unlocks an upgraded, stronger version of that hero. The intricacy lies in the timed drafting phase, occurring concurrently with other players and constrained by limited hero counts. Strategic choices aim to overcome opponents efficiently and economically, as Dota Auto Chess's round-based nature necessitates prudent gold management. Auto chess's distinctive allure in the auto battler genre stems from its ever-changing dynamics. The combination of gold management and the strategic drafting process ensures that no 2 games play out the same. The game's accessibility and the fact that it didn't require any mechanical skills, unlike the traditional MOBA games, made Dota Auto Chess more appealing to a wider audience. And by April 2019, Dota Auto Chess boasted an impressive player base of 8 million. History seemed to repeat itself as we found ourselves in a situation reminiscent of Warcraft 3's Defense of the Ancients. In essence, the mod's developers aspired to create their own game, and Valve expressed interest in collaborating with them. However, the negotiations ultimately fell through, with no clear reasons disclosed. Drodo Studio took matters into their own hands, crafting their own auto chess experience simply titled Auto Chess. Stepping onto the stage in June 2019 during its early access phase, Valve unveiled Dota Underlords as their response. Within its inaugural week, Dota Underlords made a significant impact, amassing a noteworthy player base of 200,000 active players and garnering 1.5 million downloads. Was this an indication that Valve triumphed again, staking their claim as the unrivaled leaders in the auto battler genre? Well, just weeks after Valve unveiled Dota Underlords, Riot Games countered with their own offering, Teamfight Tactics. At the beginning of each round of Teamfight Tactics, players choose their champions from a pool of 5, each with distinctive abilities and strengths. The hexagonal board transforms into a tactical canvas, where strategic placement of champions becomes crucial in outmaneuvering your opponents. The carousel rounds adds a captivating twist where each player has to choose a champion that also has an item attached, introducing an additional layer of strategy. The dilemma unfolds. Should you go for the superior champion or seize a better item? Quick thinking is the key. In every round, the stakes are high. Not only do you earn more gold if you manage to defeat your opponent, but the defeated players lose some of their life points. It's not just about surviving, It's about being the last player standing. TFT's success transcended the boundaries of the League of Legends community, captivating a new player demographic with no prior experience in the main game, myself included. This was partly due to the fact that TFT is a standalone game mode, and players do not need to play the main game to enjoy it. Furthermore, the game's uncomplicated mechanics and vibrant visuals served as a welcoming gateway, making it accessible to a diverse audience. A central figure in the vibrant world of TFT is the lead designer, Stephen Mortdog Mortimer. Surprisingly, during the initial development of TFT, Mortdog was engaged in another Riot project. It wasn't until a mere 2 weeks before the game's launch that Mortdog assumed the role of lead designer, swiftly adapting to the responsibilities that would shape the game's trajectory. Charged with the mission of ensuring the game's entertainment value, Mortdog has said that his main goal is to make the game fun. His day-to-day involves a meticulous balance between navigating the live game state, overseeing upcoming sets, and coordinating with diverse development teams. Mortdog's passion for innovation is palpable, as he endeavors to infuse the game with unique experiences, often exploring less popular champions, giving them unique abilities, and experimenting with diverse game mechanics. Crucially, Mortdog's impact transcends the realm of game development, reaching deep into the TFT community. A prominent figure on social media and streaming platforms, Mortdog actively engages with players, offering insights into TFT's development, answering questions, and providing a peek behind the curtain. His commitment to transparency and direct communication has fostered a robust connection between the development team and the player base, contributing significantly to TFT's success. Through streaming and content creation, he has become a vital link between developers and players, solidifying his status as a catalyst for the game's enduring popularity. So, how does TFT manage to stay fresh after all these years? Enter sets, periodic updates that shake up the game in a massive way. New heroes, new themes, new skins. Everything that can be changed gets a refreshing update with each set. It's like getting a new TFT game every 6 months or so. In every set, players embark on a thematic odyssey, delving into unique gaming worlds curated through a meticulous selection of champions and items, all intricately aligned with a central theme. This thematic harmony extends beyond aesthetics, profoundly shaping the game's strategic landscape and fostering captivating player interactions. Beyond aesthetics, sets are dynamic conduits for the introduction of innovative gameplay mechanics. These mechanics aren't mere additions, they redefine strategies, maintaining the game's dynamism and preventing it from settling into predictable patterns. Regular set releases ensure a continual unfolding of new possibilities, prompting players to adapt and strategize with each iteration. The inaugural set, after the base set, was Rise of the Elements. It marked the inception of TFT's transformative set system and introduced a diverse array of champions and items while pioneering the concept of elemental hexes. These hexes, tied to different elements, bestowed strategic bonuses upon champions, adding a layer of depth that resonated positively with the player base. The success of this set laid the foundation for TFT's ongoing triumphs and hinted at the potential of the evolving auto-battler genre. Building on this triumph, Riot Games unveiled Galaxies on March 18, 2020. This cosmic set transported players into an expansive universe, featuring champions with origins rooted in the cosmos. The set's stunning design and meticulous attention to detail further solidified TFT's position as a trailblazer in the gaming industry. In November 2023, TFT enthusiasts were harmonizing with the beats of Set 10, aptly named Remix Rumble. This set reverberates with the virtual brilliance of Riot's iconic bands, featuring the dazzling personas of KDA, True Damage, and Heartsteel. Fresh off the presses in March 2024, Teamfight Tactics Set 11, Inkborn Fables throws players into a whirlwind of fantastical encounters. This latest set introduces a unique mechanic, Encounters, where you'll face off against quirky challenges that spice up your journey to victory. New champions join the fray, each with their own distinct abilities, and powerful augments offer strategic twists to your team composition. For players with aspirations of ascending the competitive hierarchy, Riot Games unrolled a sophisticated ranked ladder system. This intricately designed framework empowered players to immerse themselves in riveting competition, fervently contending for a coveted spot on the global leaderboard. The ladder, ingeniously segmented into tiers, Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Emerald, Diamond, Master, Grandmaster, and Challenger seamlessly mirrored the diverse tapestry of skill levels within the player community. As participants engaged in the relentless pursuit of prestige, the stakes were elevated further, with tangible rewards awaiting based on their final rank at the culmination of each season. For the creme de la creme of TFT players, the ultimate recognition lies in the illustrious esports arena. Here, the very best can showcase their skills on a global stage. Major tournaments and championships stand as monumental milestones in TFT's competitive calendar, attracting elite players from every corner of the world. A historic moment was etched with the inception of the Teamfight Tactics Galaxies Championship in September 2020. This grand spectacle witnessed an intense clash of titans, each move a testament to their strategic brilliance. They competed not just for the coveted title, but also for a substantial prize pool, a staggering $200,000. The championship not only displayed the zenith of gaming prowess, but also entrenched TFT standing as a formidable force in the esports realm. Teamfight Tactics not only stands firm with a vibrant, forward-looking roadmap, but also consistently raises the bar for the auto-battler genre with each innovative set and event. Riot Games' dedication to delivering fresh content and engaging experiences has been instrumental in TFT's enduring popularity and resilience. Riot's strategic approach involves frequent updates and expansions, introducing new champions, traits, and game mechanics to keep the gameplay experience dynamic and exciting. Their commitment to community engagement through regular communication, player feedback incorporation, and esports initiatives further solidifies TFT's status as a frontrunner in the competitive gaming landscape. In stark contrast, Dota Underlords has taken a different trajectory. Having received its last major update in January 2021, the game faces challenges in sustaining player interest. The dwindling daily player count, currently averaging around 1,500, reflects a changing landscape within the auto-battler genre. While Dota Underlords has played a significant role in the genre's history, its apparent stagnation raises crucial questions about the necessity for continuous innovation and adaptability to meet evolving player expectations in this competitive space. Teamfight Tactics' enduring popularity cemented Riot Games' position as a powerhouse in the gaming landscape. During the same year Teamfight Tactics captivated audiences, Riot Games unveiled a groundbreaking initiative known as Riot Forge. Despite League of Legends being crowned Esports Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2019, the most significant news of the night didn't revolve around esports. During breaks between awards, Riot Games unveiled trailers for two upcoming single-player League of Legends titles: Ruined King, a turn-based RPG by Airship Syndicate, and Convergence, an action platformer by Double Stallion Games. These games were set to be published by Riot Forge, marking Riot's first foray into outsourcing game development for its iconic intellectual property. Through this label, Riot collaborated with talented developers like Airship Syndicate, Tequila Works, Lazy Bear Games, and more. This powerhouse partnership grants these studios access to Riot's resources, fueling the creation of innovative League of Legends games. In a short time, Riot Forge has published 6 League of Legends games. Each title boasts a unique genre and style, but all seamlessly expand the rich lore of the universe. Fan reception has been glowing, with most titles scoring above 75 on Metacritic, proving this foray into indie development has been a resounding success. Let's explore their impressive portfolio and see how each game differed from the others. Riot Forge's journey began in November 2021 with the release of its first game, Ruined King, a League of Legends story. Developed by Airship Syndicate, this turn-based RPG was a significant milestone, being the first title in the franchise developed outside of Riot Games. Airship Syndicate, known for their previous works like Darksiders Genesis and Battle Chasers Night War, leveraged their RPG expertise to deliver an exceptional experience. Ruined King invited players to explore Bilgewater and the Shadow Isles, guiding a band of heroes including iconic champions like Misfortune, Yasuo, and Ahri, on a mission to uncover the secrets of the deadly Black Mist. The game's strategic turn-based combat, combined with Airship Syndicate's signature art style, created a visually stunning and deeply engaging narrative experience available across multiple platforms. In a move that left some scratching their heads, Riot Forge launched its second title on the very same day as its first. But while Ruined King was poised to be the star of the show, Hextech Mayhem was not so lucky. Developed by Choice Provisions, this rhythm-based game featured the Yordle Tinkerer Ziggs, causing maximum mayhem in the vibrant streets of Piltover. While the game's core gameplay was praised for its frenetic fun, the simultaneous release with Ruined King overshadowed its launch. While the core gameplay garnered praise for its frenetic fun, some fans questioned Ziggs as the rhythm game protagonist. Champions like Sona or Seraphine seemed like more natural fits for the genre. This quirky rhythm runner might not be for everyone, but it undeniably offers a unique experience for League of Legends fans. Hextech Mayhem remains a curious and delightful experiment that blends rhythm mechanics with League of Legends lore. In April 2023, Riot Forge expanded its portfolio with The Mage Seeker, a League of Legends story, a hack-and-slash RPG developed by Digital Sun, the team behind the beloved dungeon crawler Moonlighter. Set in the Kingdom of Demacia, the game featured Silas, a revolutionary fighting against an oppressive regime that seeks to control and suppress magic. The Mage Seeker embraced a charming pixel art style, with detailed environments and character designs that captured the spirit of the protagonist. Despite its engaging gameplay and innovative magic-stealing mechanic, sales figures for the title fell short of expectations, possibly due to the lack of voice acting and a less competitive price point compared to similar games. Just a few weeks after The Mage Seeker, Riot Forge unleashed another exciting title, Convergence, a League of Legends story. Developed by Double Stallion, Convergence throws you into the shoes of Echo, a brilliant young inventor from the Undercity of Zon. The twist? Echo wields the Zero Drive, a device that lets him manipulate time itself. Imagine rewinding a jump you miscalculated. This innovative mechanic adds a whole new layer of strategy to the classic Metroidvania formula of exploration and combat. Convergence boasts a stunning comic book art style reminiscent of Mark of the Ninja and Shank. The story expands on Echo's lore, but some critics felt character development could be deeper and lore integration a bit tighter. Despite these points, Convergence's innovative time mechanics, captivating narrative, and strong core concept make it a compelling title for any fan of action exploration games. Just before the 2023 holiday season, Riot Forge delivered a heartwarming adventure, Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story. Developed by Tequila Works, this enchanting title launched across a wide range of platforms, including Nintendo Switch, PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, and Xbox One. The story follows a young boy named Nunu. Fueled by the loss of his mother, Nunu embarks on a quest to find her across the unforgiving landscape of the Freljord. His loyal companion on this journey is Willump, a playful yeti who shares Nunu's love for snowball fights and magical stories. The core gameplay of Song of Nunu revolves around exploration, puzzle solving, and, of course, epic snowball fights. Song of Nunu received generally positive reviews, with praise for its heartwarming story, beautiful visuals, and innovative use of Nunu and Willump's unique dynamic. Finally, in February of 2024, Bandle Tale, a League of Legends story arrived. Developed by Lazy Bear Games, Bandle Tale invites you to explore the whimsical world of Bandle City, the home of the fuzzy and fun-loving Yordles. The story follows a young, shy Yordle residing in Yarnville. After completing their knitting apprenticeship in Yarnville, a disastrous party throws everything into chaos as the portals collapse, severing connections between the different regions. You, the hero, become the unlikely savior tasked with restoring the portals and reuniting Bandle City. As you restore the portals, you'll also interact with a cast of quirky Yordle characters and unravel the secrets behind the portal collapse. Having played through each of Riot Forge's titles, I'm truly impressed. Every game feels like a unique gateway into the heart of the League of Legends universe. It's clear that each title is meticulously crafted with passion and overflowing with creativity. These games go beyond the familiar battlefields of the Rift, offering a profound dive into the complexities of Runeterra's lore. They unveil surprising narrative depth, showcasing the rich stories that lie beneath the surface. Sadly, all good things must eventually conclude. In January 2024, Riot Games announced some changes to focus its efforts on delivering the best possible experiences for its core players. This included streamlining its workforce and prioritizing its incredibly popular live service titles like League of Legends, Valorant, Teamfight Tactics, and Wild Rift. One of these adjustments involved the sunsetting of Riot Forge. This doesn't necessarily mean the end of single-player experiences or external collaborations within the League of Legends universe, but future projects might look quite different from the Riot Forge model. The closure of Riot Forge sparked discussions about the ever-evolving gaming industry. It's a fascinating reminder that even critically praised titles can face challenges in achieving commercial success. This shift in strategy highlights Riot Games' commitment to adapt and innovate, leaving us excited to see what new experiences they bring to the League of Legends universe in the future. Speaking of innovation, let's shift our focus to 2XKO, the upcoming fighting game set in Runeterra by Riot themselves. It all started in March 2016. Riot Games made a game-changing move by acquiring the game development studio Radiant Entertainment. Despite its relatively short history, having been founded in 2011 with just 2 games in early access by 2015, Radiant had already begun to turn heads in the industry. For Riot Games, the decision to bring Radiant into the fold was a calculated step towards diversification and expansion. Radiant Entertainment was established by 2 pillars of the fighting game community, Tom and Tony Cannon. These 2 brothers were instrumental in founding Evolution Championship Series, the annual esports event that focuses exclusively on fighting games. As if creating EVO wasn't enough, Tony Cannon is also credited with developing GGPO, the rollback netcode middleware that makes online matches essentially lag-free in games like Omen of Sorrow, Fantasy Strike, and Skullgirls. The Cannon brothers had a good thing going at Radiant. They were able to crowdfund a city-building game called Stonehearth, and continued to work hard on that for several years. However, the addition of someone from their past would be instrumental to their future as a Riot Games subsidiary. Another fighting game community icon known as Seth Killian. Over the years, Seth has worked at Capcom as a community manager, at Sony Santa Monica Studio as a lead game designer, and even as a teacher at the University of Illinois. Despite all that, he is most recognizable as a high-profile figure in the FGC. He's so ingrained in fighting game culture that he's even the final boss in the game Dive Kick, where he appears with his FGC tag, S-Kill. Seth's desire to create his own fighting game led him to collaborate with Tom and Tony Cannon. Little did he know that their partnership would soon catch the attention of Riot Games, setting the stage for an intriguing journey. Seth and the Cannon brothers worked quietly on the new project up until its announcement, which, appropriately enough, was made at EVO 2015. Seth Killian himself took to the stage and announced Rising Thunder, an online-only, free-to-play mecha fighting game built on Unreal Engine 4 and utilizing a new and improved version of Tony Cannon's beloved rollback netcode, GGPO3. The hype was immense. From that point, however, the rest of Rising Thunder's short-lived history is a bit of a whirlwind. It opened up for a technical alpha on July 28, 2015, was released to the public on August 10th, and quickly exploded in popularity. The game's surge in popularity can largely be attributed to its thoughtful and intelligent design. Unlike many other fighting games, which often present daunting skill barriers to newcomers, Rising Thunder's gameplay was crafted to strike a balance. It offers accessibility for new players without sacrificing the mechanical depth that appeals to the seasoned veterans of the fighting game community. Riot Games swooped in to buy Radiant Entertainment on March 8, 2016, and the Cannon brothers announced that Rising Thunder, which was still technically in an alpha state, would be shutting down permanently 10 days later on March 18th, roughly 8 months after it first opened its doors to players. Rising Thunder fans were understandably heartbroken, but they did receive an early Christmas present in the form of Rising Thunder Community Edition, an open source version of the last build of the game that the Rising Thunder team released for free. On the very first day of EVO 2019, Tom Cannon made a special appearance at the fighting game tournament he started so many years ago. The reason for his cameo? Well, he was there to confirm what he called the worst kept secret in gaming, that Riot was working on a fighting game. Tom didn't confirm whether or not that fighting game, dubbed Project L, would take place within Runeterra, but it wouldn't have been too much of a stretch to draw that conclusion even back then. Any doubt was cleared up when Tom was again featured in Riot's 10th anniversary YouTube video, where he talked some more about it and even showed some concept art and gameplay prototypes. Darius, Ahri, Katarina, and Jinx could all be seen going at it in a 2D fighter format for the first time ever. After showing off what was already looking very exciting, Tom said that the Project L team would be going dark, and to not expect any updates for a while. After all, building a fighting game with the goal of taking over the FGC the same way League of Legends took over MOBAs is a long, delicate process. Riot has taken the time to show off its progress on Project L at several points over the past handful of years. They have confirmed the game's status as a free-to-play title, talked about various gameplay mechanics and systems, and given us a glimpse at the champions we'll be going into battle with. The most important development occurred at the end of February, when Project L was given an official title, 2XKO, and a vague release window of 2025. Following Riot's confirmation that 2XKO would adopt a free-to-play model, Tom Cannon unveiled a 30% complete iteration of Alawi. Soon after, game director Sean Rivera stepped in to give us a glimpse of some exciting systems. He talked about designing fast, fluid gameplay that would create opportunities for the hype moments Riot Games has come to be known for. However, the biggest takeaways from this update were the 3 gameplay features that are enabled by the tag system: assist actions, handshake tag, and dynamic save. Assist actions are described as the bread and butter attacks your assist character can do when they're called in from off-screen. Each champion has 2, and assist actions can also be charged for an even more devastating attack. Handshake tag plays into those assists. By using a handshake tag command, you can switch control from your champion to your assist champion after they're called out for an assist. This can be used for mix-ups, and skilled players will even be able to use this feature to extend combos. And finally, we have dynamic saves. Sean Rivera identified these as 2XKO's combo breakers, used to call in your assist champion to interrupt a barrage of attacks. However, it's not a get-out-of-jail-free card. Dynamic saves require precise timing. If it is activated too early or too late, it'll leave you open for even more punishment. Sean also talked about fuses, team dynamic changing modifiers. Yet the pinnacle of excitement came with an announcement from Tom Cannon. 2XKO would be playable at EVO 2023 in Las Vegas, offering attendees the chance to experience the game firsthand with 4 champions available for play. Thousands of excited FGC members and Riot fans passed through Mandalay Bay between August 4th and 6th just to give the game a shot, and both Sean and Tom were there to take in that ever-important player feedback. 2XKO has been steadily gaining attention, unveiling its official website packed with a lot of game details, news, and artwork. Notably, it has made several in-person appearances thus far, with Riot showcasing the game at the 2023 World Championship Fan Fest in November, and more recently at EVO Japan this past April. The EVO Japan showing was particularly significant, as it was the first time Alawi was playable in a mostly complete form. The 2XKO team is likely working diligently as the project approaches its 2025 release date. The journey of 2XKO from its initial announcement to its current state reflects Riot Games' dedication to crafting innovative and engaging experiences across genres. While the fighting game community eagerly awaits 2XKO, Riot Games has a history of exploring different mediums for storytelling. Let's now shift our focus to another creative avenue Riot has ventured into: comic books. When Riot Games and Marvel joined forces, the result of their collaboration was the expansion of one of gaming's greatest universes through an entirely different medium: physical comics. Let's dive into this legendary partnership to see how it started, how it developed, and where it is now. Back in 2009, when League of Legends first splashed onto the scene, it wasn't exactly a story-heavy experience. The creatives at Riot created fleshed-out background stories for each of the champions as they were released, and there was an in-universe explanation for the gameplay. But there was no drive for any kind of unified, coherent lore or story in these early days. Gameplay always came first, and there wasn't much opportunity in the structure of League at the time to provide much story. In fact, Riot reportedly didn't have any full-time writers from the beginning, outside of what was required to justify gameplay. It was actually up to the designers to type up paragraph-long bios for heroes, and even that was basically only there for flavor text. Nothing created in this time took into account the greater League universe, or how it affected anything else. It was all basic window dressing. In an industry where storytelling often played second fiddle to gameplay, Riot Games took a revolutionary step in 2014. Recognizing the immense potential in fleshing out the lore of League of Legends, they embarked on a bold mission to overhaul and elevate the narrative aspect of the game. They assembled a formidable team of artists, writers, and world builders, collectively known as Foundations, whose primary objective was to breathe life into the rich tapestry of Runeterra's lore. This initiative went far beyond merely providing backstories for individual champions. Riot Games embarked on a grand odyssey to explore the intricate history, diverse cultures, and enigmatic mythologies that encompassed Runeterra. From the bustling metropolis of Piltover to the shadowy depths of the Shadow Isles, every region was imbued with its own distinct identity, complete with its unique customs, conflicts, and characters. In essence, Riot Games' commitment to world building and narrative enrichment ushered in a new era for League of Legends. One where every victory and defeat carried with it the echoes of a larger, more expansive saga. As players continued to explore the depths of Runeterra's lore, they found themselves not just playing a game, but embarking on an epic journey through a world ripe with wonder, danger, and endless possibilities. Between 2017 and 2018, Riot added another facet to its narrative efforts, a series of one-shot comics. However, these weren't just the standalone stories they seemed to be. They were a strategic testing ground for future League of Legends lore endeavors. Each comic functioned as a deep dive, exploring a champion's backstory, motivations, and a defining moment that forged their path. This period saw a captivating array of champions take center stage, from the explosive antics of Ziggs and Jinx to the unwavering loyalty of Darius and the thrilling adventures of Misfortune, alongside the conflicted archer Varus, the wise Nami, and the enigmatic Rise. Each champion received their own gripping narrative spotlight. These comics weren't just about captivating stories, they were a visual treat as well. Each champion's one-shot boasted a unique art style, and this wasn't just for aesthetics. It was also Riot's way of gauging player preferences for future lore projects. By experimenting with different styles, Riot could see which style resonated most with the League of Legends community, and which one conveyed their stories the best. When it was all said and done, this series of one-shot comics proved to be a successful experiment for Riot Games. It allowed them to explore the rich lore of League of Legends in a compelling way while also serving as an undercover test for future artistic directions and promotion for in-game releases. The success of these comics likely paved the way for further lore development across various mediums, building a richer and more immersive universe for League of Legends fans. However, the distribution of these one-shots was pretty limited, and the only way you were going to find out about and experience them was if you were already engaged with League. You see, Riot's early comics were only available on Universe, League's lore repository. There was a minimal possibility that you would encounter any of these one-shots unless they were being recommended by friends. These beautifully illustrated, delicious nuggets of lore were confined to the internet, where an entirely new potential demographic of League fans might never find them. However, maybe Riot always knew that, because while current fans of League were happy to get any small drop of lore or story out of the company, they were collecting data they needed in order to calculate their next move. In November 2018, long after the release of their last one-shot, Riot made an announcement that definitely turned some heads. In a video posted directly to the official League of Legends YouTube channel, Riot Games head of creative development, Greg Street, told us about the true nature of their one-shots. The different art styles were explored to see what worked best for the stories they wanted to tell. They collected fan feedback that pointed towards the community's desire for longer stories, and using these stories as a promotional tool for champions proved to be difficult since so much can change in the development process. Essentially, they were all tests. So, what did they decide to do with all the information they got over those 2 years? Give the fans more of what they want, and ditch the concept of using their stories as promotion. Instead, Riot made a commitment to create even more, longer-form stories to, in Greg's own words, fill out and expand upon the League universe. The time had come. Riot announced they were bringing League of Legends into the wide world of comics, and they had already secured a partner in one of the best in the business to help them realize that goal: Marvel. The House of Avengers, X-Men, and Fantastic Four signed on to handle the publishing and distribution of Riot's comics. avoiding the online-only fate of the previous stories and making them widely available on store shelves everywhere. On top of that, Greg's announcement also included the fact that the issues would become available for free on Universe 6 months after the release, just to make sure nobody was left out. All of that was fantastic, but perhaps the sweetest part of the deal was that while they had Marvel's powerhouse publishing and distributing at their disposal, the comics would still be made entirely in-house. The first books were already being written by writers Odin Austin Schaefer and John O'Brien. Between December 2018 and April 2020, Riot and Marvel's partnership produced 3 full-length comic arcs that brought us deeper into the world of League and allowed us to become even more familiar with characters we already loved. Longtime League players reveled in the comics' exploration of these champions' lore. The stories delved into the backstories of Ashe, Lux, and Zed, uncovering layers of depth and complexity unseen in the game. This rich tapestry of storytelling complemented and expanded upon the in-game narratives, satisfying the fans' hunger for a deeper understanding of Runeterra. But the comics weren't just for League veterans. The compelling characters, intricate plots, and high-quality artwork captivated even those unfamiliar with the game. The comic served as a gateway, drawing new readers into the world of Runeterra with its captivating adventures, intriguing mysteries, and larger-than-life heroes and villains. With this great success in mind, we should be rolling in physical copies of ongoing comic series that cover all of our favorite League champions by now, right? Surely, there should be plenty of comics to buy 4 years later. Unfortunately, that's not really the case. It seems that Riot and Marvel's collaboration has either ended or been put on an indefinite hold. Riot has continued to create comic series for their champions, most recently Steadfast Heart following Viego, Lucian, and Senna, and Harmonies following the virtual K-pop group KDA. However, rather than publishing and distributing physical copies of the issues, each one is made immediately available on Universe, going back to their online-only model from 2017. So, what's the deal? Does this mean Marvel and Riot will never release another collaboration? Will there never be another physical League comic? There hasn't been any official announcement yet, so it's difficult to tell. Is it possible that Marvel was beginning to see Riot as competition due to their success in multiple mediums, and they didn't want their comics to outshine their own? That seems a little far-fetched, but perfectly reasonable to speculate on. Whatever is going on behind the scenes with Marvel and Riot, at least the beginning of the collaboration must have been positive. We're still getting the world building and character stories we wanted from Riot a decade ago after all, and that's a win as far as we're concerned. While the partnership between Riot Games and Marvel Comics seems to have come to an end, the expansion of the Runeterra universe continues. In November of 2019, Riot Games collaborated with Melcher Media to publish a comprehensive encyclopedia titled Realms of Runeterra, a definitive encyclopedia of the characters and places of Runeterra, as well as the lore that binds them together. However, Realms of Runeterra is not just an informative book. It is a literary masterpiece that transforms the digital space of Runeterra and transforms it into a vibrant, pulsating, tangible world. Every page is meticulously crafted to capture the essence of each region, bringing to life spectacular landscapes, memorable characters, and intriguing mythologies. For literature and video game enthusiasts alike, Realms of Runeterra is more than just a tome full of lore and gorgeous illustrations. It is an experience. Readers don't merely embark on a journey into a fantastical world. They become explorers of a vast and fascinating universe. For collectors, this book is a treasure, an essential piece for any collection dedicated to League of Legends. For those eager to delve into the secrets of Runeterra, Realms of Runeterra is available for purchase on the Amazon platform at a price of approximately $30 while Realms of Runeterra offers a comprehensive and informative exploration of the League of Legends universe. It presents this rich lore in a written format. Bringing this world to life through animation requires a different kind of magic. And that's exactly what the creators behind Arcane achieved. Bringing the colorful, complex world of League of Legends to life was never going to be a simple task. And yet, somehow Riot Games assembled a team of animators, voice actors, directors, and producers who took the world they built and were able to make something special within it. They crafted a show that doesn't only do the League of Legends universe and Runeterra justice, but also stands on its own as one of the finest pieces of animation in recent history. Arcane's journey to the screen began all the way back in 2012. This was the year that Riot's composer Christian Link encountered a unique music video while working on music of his own for a League project. The music video in question was one with a very distinct art style, La Gaviota by Limousine. Its striking animation was created by Fortiche, a renowned French animation studio recognized for their distinctive and innovative approach to animation. When Link laid eyes on that video, he must have been pretty impressed. The smooth, naturalistic animation, the blending of stylized 3D and 2D elements, and small touches like lens flare and dust give the La Gaviota music video a unique feel. Like it's realistic enough that it could take place in our world, but it's also ethereal and stylized in a way that gives it a dreamlike quality. There weren't many other studios accomplishing visuals like these at the time, which led Christian to make his next move. He reached out to Fortiche to collaborate with him and Riot on something they wanted to be just as visually unique as their prior work. A project that turned out to be the 2013 music video for Get Jinxed. Like La Gaviota, Get Jinxed also blends 3D and 2D art. But Jinx's manic energy and penchant for chaos gave Fortiche more opportunity to create explosive visuals and cinematic camera work. This was also one of the first pieces of media created to accompany League, and needless to say, it was very well received. Get Jinxed is currently sitting pretty with 130 million views on YouTube. Between La Gaviota and Get Jinxed, you can already see Fortiche's art style evolving into what would later define Arcane. That evolution took another step with their next Riot collaboration, the 2014 music video for Warriors by Imagine Dragons. That video is a complete visual departure from what the studio had made before, using a 3D enhanced 2D aesthetic instead of the primarily 3D visuals they had come to be known for. However, whether you want to attribute it to the song or the visuals, Warriors has more than 3 times the views of Get Jinxed, 426 million since its release in September 2014. With 2 resounding successes under their belt, the working relationship between Riot and Fortiche was solidified. Fans also took a liking to the distinctive look of those projects, further making Fortiche the obvious choice for what Riot began brewing in 2015. A full-length series set in the League of Legends universe. The idea for the series came from Christian Preco Link himself. He started at Riot in September 2010 as a data analyst, but worked his way up to the coveted position of composer for all of League's music in a year. While most of his time was spent producing awesome music and building Riot's team of composers, Link also became acquainted with the visual side of things and how they complemented his own audio work. He had a hand in creating and directing everything from login screens to music videos, cinematics, opening ceremonies, and more. In the years following his promotion, Riot had spent a ton of time and resources expanding League's reach and strengthening players' connections to the characters and world through music videos and cinematics like A Twist of Fate. With the immense success they had experienced up to that point in 2015, Link suggested that Riot expand their efforts into an entire animated series. The studio didn't need much convincing beyond that, but Link needed someone to help him bring his idea to life. A partner who rose through the ranks at Riot around the same time as him, Alex Scribbles Yee. We know Alex Yee today as a creative designer at Riot, but he didn't start out in that esteemed position. He actually began his career at Riot as a player support specialist, handling player issues and identifying as well as reporting in-game bugs for fixing. Like Link, Yee was promoted to associate creative designer and then full creative designer early on in his time at Riot. In his role, Yee strongly influenced the creation and backstories of League's characters as they were released. Between 2015 and 2016, Christian Link and Alex Yee wrote the series to follow 2 characters they helped create in the early days of Riot Games, Jinx and Vi. According to Link and Yee, these sisters have always been special to them since their creation over a decade ago, and they were an easy choice when it came to deciding who in the League roster their show would focus on. They're polar opposites, and the showrunner duo correctly knew that exploring their dynamic relationships, struggles, and origins would make for a compelling series. But that's only half of what makes Arcane special. On the visual side, Pascal Charrue, Jérôme Combe, and Arnaud Delard, the founders of Fortiche, helped them develop the visual style and animation. While it appears to be a combination of the rendering techniques used in prior Riot projects, Arcane's graphic style was actually developed from the ground up by Fortiche, with Riot giving their stamp of approval on what they were shown. The lead animator of Arcane has said in the past that Fortitia's goal in creating Arcane was to make something that felt real, raw, and even a little bit gruesome at times. They wanted their characters to have imperfections and avoid the watered-down nature that animated projects tend to have. The dynamic team of creators at Riot and Fortiche got the ball rolling, and things began to come together almost immediately. However, despite the fast progress, Arcane had a long road to release, a total of 6 years. More than half of that development time was handled in secret, but there was enough of Arcane completed by October 2019 that Riot was able to announce the show just in time for League of Legends' 10th anniversary. The first look at the show and its unique 2D/3D animation riled fans up quite a bit, but Arcane still needed more time in the oven at that point. The Arcane team worked on the series for 2 more years, signing on big-name voice talent and calling on past collaborators to create the final touches and put the last pieces in place. In September 2021, Netflix announced the voice cast for Arcane. Taking on the role of Vi would be Haley Steinfeld, who we saw as Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye series and heard as Gwen Stacy in Sony's Spider-Verse films. Ella Purnell, who you might recognize as Lucy in Amazon's Fallout series, was cast as Jinx. Apparently, she's just cut out for kick-ass video game adaptations. Rounding out the main cast is Kevin Alejandro as Jace, who is most notable for his run on the Lucifer TV series as well as the ongoing show Fire Country. In addition to those names, the rest of Arcane's cast consists of voice acting royalty. People like Robin Atkin Downs, Mick Wingert, Erica Lindbeck, Roger Craig Smith, Fred Tadashori, and Yuri Lowenthal all lent their skills to help bring the characters of Arcane to life. With all the pieces in place, Arcane was looking like it was ready to take the spotlight. And then, Worlds 2021 happened. At this massive event, Arcane fully took the spotlight. The entire opening ceremony to the biggest League of Legends competition of the year was focused on Arcane. There were clips of the show interspersed with musical performances of the show's soundtrack by Imagine Dragons, Bia Miller, Denzel Curry, and more, all of which were filmed to look like they were taking place in the world of Arcane. It was an impressive first showing, but that wasn't the end of the Arcane hype. Riot got fans pumped for the show's premiere through their Riot X Arcane initiative, which launched events in their entire slate of games. If you happen to live in Los Angeles in November 2021, there was also a live-action Arcane experience created in collaboration with Netflix and Secret Cinema that completely immersed fans in that world. And, well, the rest is history. Arcane premiered on Netflix on November 6th and has gone on to win an avalanche of awards, being recognized at everything from the Annie Awards to the Game Awards and much more. It even became the very first streaming series to win a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Animated Program. There's no denying the power of Arcane's soundtrack in drawing viewers deeper into its world. The show's theme song, Enemy by Imagine Dragons, perfectly captures the raw emotions and captivating conflict at its heart. But this collaboration wasn't a one-off for the band and Riot Games. Their creative partnership stretches back even further. They were the studio's first band collaboration and struck a pivotal moment for the future of Riot's musical endeavors. Imagine Dragons frontman Dan Reynolds talks in an interview with NME about how the game became an obsession for the band prior to working with the studio. Reynolds mentions that they've even been late to the stage because they were finishing up games in League of Legends and wanted to steer clear of a ban for dropping out early. In 2014, Riot held their 4th World Championship for League of Legends. It was here that Imagine Dragons would not only create the event's first anthem, Warriors, but also perform live on stage at the Grand Finals held in Seoul, South Korea. The rousing music, co-written with composer Christian Link, was specifically designed to be a rallying cry for players. The live performance matched the track's energy and even exceeded it with the help of over 100 live musicians on stage, including a traditional Korean drum ensemble and a full orchestra. Imagine Dragons would be the first in a long line of established artists collaborating with Riot on World's anthems. These collaborations have spanned various musical styles, from pop superstars like Lil Nas X with his 2022 anthem Starwalkin', to pop rock band Against the Current, who created the now iconic song Legends Never Die. All these collaborations resulted in anthemic tracks for their annual World Championship events, with the latest being Gods 2023 from the rising K-pop girl group New Jeans. Building on this legacy, Riot Games reach out to Steve Aoki, a well-known DJ and esports enthusiast. In 2016, he became a co-owner of Rogue, an esports team that has seen success in both League of Legends and Rocket League, even claiming the League European Championship title in spring 2022. Riot Games reached out to Steve Aoki to collaborate on the remix Rumble set. Aoki was thrilled about the project, but his excitement turned to a challenging endeavor when he received the task. Riot provided him with tracks from 4 distinct music styles: classical, hip-hop, metal, and jazz. This presented Aoki with one of the most complicated remix tasks of his career. His approach involved starting with the classical track as the foundation and progressively introducing elements from the other genres, while maintaining the presence of the violin throughout the remix. This method allowed him to create an organic flow, balancing the diverse musical styles into a cohesive piece. The final remix needed to work both within the cinematic and as a standalone piece suitable for streaming on platforms like Spotify and Apple Music. Following the energetic world of DJ and sports enthusiast Steve Aoki, let's shift gears to Chrissy Costanza, the lead singer of the pop rock band Against the Current. Her passion for gaming has intertwined with her musical career in a powerful way. This passion for gaming isn't just a performance persona for Chrissy. She's been a dedicated player herself since League of Legends Season 2. In fact, her favorite League of Legends champion is the fiery mage, Annie, a perfect fit for Chrissy's own fiery stage presence. Chrissy's first major collaboration with Riot Games came in 2017 with the release of Legends Never Die, a song created for the League of Legends World Championship that year. The track quickly became iconic within the gaming community, celebrated for its inspiring lyrics and Chrissy's electrifying performance. The song captures the spirit of resilience and the triumph of overcoming obstacles, themes that resonate deeply with both gamers and athletes. 2 years later, Chrissy's collaboration with Riot took another exciting turn. This time, she teamed up with fellow vocalist Kaylin Russo to create Phoenix, the official anthem for the 2019 League of Legends World Championship. Phoenix embodied the theme of rising from the ashes, a sentiment that resonated with players striving for victory on the competitive stage. Whether we are talking about renowned artists like Imagine Dragons and Steve Aoki, or Riot's own virtual bands like KDA, True Damage, and Heartsteel, it's clear that Riot Games understands the immense power that music brings to its universe. Riot's journey exemplifies the evolution of a gaming company into a multifaceted entertainment powerhouse. They haven't just built games, they've constructed a thriving universe where esports rival traditional sports, captivating narratives unfold in Arcane and comics, and global music stars elevate the in-game experience. This, however, is just a glimpse into what makes Riot unique. We haven't delved into the electrifying world of Valorant, the legendary esports dominance of Lee, Faker, Sanghook, or the sheer spectacle of global League of Legends World Championship tournaments. These are just a few of the captivating stories waiting to be explored. As we move forward, one thing remains certain: Riot is dedicated to pushing the boundaries of entertainment. Their commitment to player-centric experiences, groundbreaking storytelling, and fostering a passionate community ensures their position at the forefront of shaping the future of play.